Hello, this is Victor Santana and welcome to Stock Hunters video for June 28th. How's everybody been doing? Hope everything's going fine. Got this new program, so I'm testing out, so let's see how it comes out here. We're looking at the Wilshire 5,000 total US market here. As you could see, this last week the market did trade lower than the week previous to that, so it is going down slowly but surely. It is bouncing around, getting ready to bounce around here in my trend indicator line here, so we're still on the positive side for the long term, but we're getting very close to petering out here. Now if we look at the stochastics here on a weekly basis, you can see it's now trending lower here, lower than it's been before, so things are looking pretty weak. And now going into the daily basis here, as you can see here, it has been bouncing upward here. However, we have the 18-day moving average, which normally indicates the direction of the trend, and right now we're under, so we still have the bullish mode to this. If we break above this dotted line here, the 67 and 80 cents, then the trend can go up higher, as high as 70. However, if it breaks down further, we'll probably bounce around, get some support around in this $66 area. Then if we break down the 64.87 area, then we could easily see $61 area. Now we're looking at the Dow here, and as you can see here, it has also closed lower right along near the trend line, which is the weakest of all of them here. So it's going on a downward trend at the moment. Going down to the stochastics here on the weekly basis, as you can see, it has really dropped down below in this area. So the momentum is getting lost in this overall. And on the daily here, as you can see here, it has bounced from here, making the new low here, and to break above this dotted line here, then would be considered in the reverse of the trend. However, it has to fight above to get above the 18-day moving average, and it also has the 200-day moving average to contend to, which you could see it has given up here, so we could see it bounce and see which way it goes down. But being that it's one of the weaker ones, don't be surprised if it goes down on this one here. As with the NASDAQ here, it's the quite opposite. It's been showing the strength of them all here. It has had a pretty good bounce here. It did bounce off of the 200 and the 50 here, where they're crossing here. So we can pretty much be seeing a double top here, bouncing up in this area here. Looking at the stochastics here, you can see it is showing some more strength compared to the other ones here. However, it is losing more steam as time goes on, so we're getting that bounce here. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it, especially on the short weekend that's coming up. And if you look at the daily schedule here, the daily charts, it is now just resting right at the top here, getting ready to either to make a newer high. If that's the case, we could easily see it get into the 1800s. However, if it bounces down, it can, if it gets down to the 1754, which is support also with the 50-day moving average, if it passes that, we could easily see down this area or this area in that terms. Now we're looking at the S&P here. As you can see, it traded down lower this week as opposed to the week before that as well. It is now under or touched right up to 15, making a little bounce. So things are looking weak as far as with the S&P as well. Looking down at the weekly stochastics here, it is also trending downward as well. Now if we look at the daily here, you can see that it's getting ready to hit against the 18-day moving average and the high of its last high in this area here. So if it breaks above, then we could probably expect to see a hit 958. However, if it goes down, it will have support, hit some support down here, the 50-day moving average, or a double support here, the Bollinger Band and the 200. And if it breaks back down below that, then we got the lower low. So there's a lot of support down in this area. If it does break down, we could expect to see it go down in this area as well. As with the Russell here, you can see it has been coming down the last 3 weeks here. It has touched and just pierced the 50-day moving average, but resting above here, creating this little doji star. So we just got to keep an eye on this and see what happens here. Going down to the stochastics view here, as you can see here, it is coming down at a pretty steep angle compared to the other ones too, so it's losing quite a bit of steam in that respect. Looking at the daily here, at least what to expect in the short term, it is hitting the top of the 18-day moving average. And also to break its higher high here to reverse the trend, it would have to break around in this area as well. Chances are it may come down and fight against the 50-day, and then down here it will have the 200 and the bottom of the stochastics as a lot of support as well. So the short week will be very interesting, and just like with the last chart here, stochastics on the daily basis are turning slightly up in this area, so it's probably neutralizing itself, maybe either for the next run up or down. So right now, since we're under the 18, we're still in a bearish tone, at least for the short term. And finally here we got the global. Looking at the international markets here, you can see it's also been coming down the last 2 weeks here, and it seems like it's bouncing off of the trend in the 50-day moving average as well. So things are kind of neutralizing, getting ready for the next decision, either to do a bounce up or break down, going down to the $45 level. But let's look at the stochastics, see how that looks here. We're still looking at the overbought conditions here, and now they are both pointing downward here. So things are starting to lose steam, and if you're looking at the daily basis here, this looks pretty weak here. It had tried to make a higher here, but it's gone down. So now we are getting lower highs, as you can see here, and lower lows. And if it breaks down this area of 47.95, then the downtrend is going to continue on and possibly go down to the $45 level here. So shorting the global might be, or the emerging markets might be something worth considering get into here. And if you look at stochastics here, they're still kind of in the oversold area as well. In terms of what to look for as far as possibly ideas to get in for this weekend here, or this week, the short week here, Japan is looking very good. EWV, as you can see, a very low risk. It's already trading down 54.86. Considering getting in Monday and put an exit around 54.90, maybe 54.80, just to give a little bit of wiggle room, because this looks like it has a more upside potential to this here. And then we're looking at the S&P 500 as well. Looks like it has some upside here in terms of going short with the S&P, and things are looking a little low, as you can see here, with the stop at 65.50 here, so something to consider. And then the last one is the Russell Mid Cap Short, and here's also another worth considering, exiting at 44, or to put a nickel more, so it'll be 43, maybe 90, 95 on this here. And it will hit some top resistance here, but if it breaks above this 51 area, we could also easily see it going up to these other levels as well. Now, as I also created a chart here for everybody to take a look at here. As you can see, the list of worth getting into, sorted by the percentage of the risks here. So as you can see, from zero risk, which is Japan, all the way down to the emerging markets, looking into getting to oil, but right now it's 10%. It's a little high side to get a little risky, so maybe next week we'll see if this will still be worth getting into as well. So we'll see on that. Well, that's it for now. So let's keep an eye on the market, and may the trend be our friend.